Hello there, my name is Himanish Goel, and I welcome you all to the Everyday Consultants podcast show, where we talk about the uncertain trajectory it takes for stepping into the shoes of a consultant's mind, from adapting to constantly learn through research and developing their own theories, objectives, and opinions, for advising businesses from their area of expertise to communicate the fine line between what a SME and polymath really is. And thanks for taking the time to join me for tuning into today's episode of learning more about a Cosmic-Versal business approach of interpreting a visionary seeing on how the industry is really evolving versus actually doing it.
So for today's topic, we're mostly going to be talking about how a vision is only seen when you can kind of put the hat of what is expected to happen versus what actually would have happened. And what I mean by that is when you see the market and what it's kind of presenting to itself, you get a good sense that things are not really going the way that you would expect it to, and versus, I can kind of see it go that way. And that business approach that helps you determine what is the best case of action you should be taking at that point of time for your position, for where you stand in your career, whether you need to move or take a leap or a jump or whatever it may be. That all matters because that will help you get greater success and output of how you're learning and how you're evolving to the greatest potential that whenever your work of portfolio gets presented on there, it's not undervalued. It's taken into consideration that, okay, he gets what the approach of business is, and he's been doing this for quite a while, and he can kind of get a sense of what the market gap is and help us for how long he might be there. Because that interpretation comes with time and energy. As you spend it constantly, a little here, a little there, from when you read on what every fiscal year might be presenting in terms of what companies, people, small businesses, estates might be facing. And that sort of gives you an understanding. If you should start your own business, or if you should invest it in else places of houses, or blah, being a landlord and tenant situation, you must be saying, why are you mentioning these things in this type of an episode? Well, you need to understand as well from the cosmic being of what it takes to being a professional and how to invest your money properly in the way that you're getting the full output of it versus just letting it stay there and grow over a period of time. Because those other things are also other ways of gaining experiences that you can put into example. Anything you're experiencing in personal life is guaranteed. That is everything that everyone's experiencing. But those other extra things that you do outside of work also count because you're getting other additional experiences to put on the tab. And that is what carves you and only you into a much better reality at hand. Because otherwise, you could pretty much be staying stale as long as you want it to. And that's not an option, it's a given. So it's pretty much based on what is really called in terms of evolution where you're going on step to step to step to kind of gaining access to areas that you find interesting or researching wise, or just the way you're putting that evolution on each project from failure to success to failure to average or it didn't go so well, just how you're delivering versus actually doing it with a fake impression of getting the work done, of course, but you're not really fully delivering to what you were expected to. And you might be sort of also overburning yourself, and you're not looking at the natural approach. And the natural approach can be hard to maintain because it's like a seesaw at the end of the day. As when one tip of the scale goes on the other side, the other one falls flat, meaning communication going through the roof and thought process not so much. So there are multiple skills that battle each other, just like how career and life do, which is an obstacle everyone knows about. But same thing goes with skill sets, same things go with other things you're interested in getting your hands dirty with in terms of experience-wise. From a more professional approach is what I meant to say that line. But yeah, I think everyone has their own take on that. And that's why everyone takes their own steps accordingly to figure out what is their approach from a business standpoint going to be, and what they're going to do with that vision of seeing those opportunities that lie ahead of them, and decide when will they take that call. And they'll either creating this plan in head, or making outside spreadsheets to kind of put this thing together. Everyone's planning. Everyone has a game plan. It's all about how are you really executing it. And I think that's sort of the beauty in all things you're trying to get done, whether it's work, whether it's health, whether it's well-being, whether it's your personal life and the problems that your family is facing, or just passions you just genuinely have that you're looking to hit, that you're just looking to hit the gas pedal on. And I think in summary, it's crucial you develop a sense of what is that cosmic approach that's important to you, and then apply it towards all senses of what's happening around you currently, and see what you need to do according to your terms to stand at that moment currently and 5 years ahead. But I hope you're able to gain some insight from this episode, and we're able to get a sense of what consultants go through on a day-to-day approach when working in consulting type of companies, and how we are constantly thinking each day when solving client problems. And for those that are interested in getting into a consulting type of environment, just tuning in to see how each day we're solving something or the other, no matter what obstacle it might be. And that for those that are interested, be sure to share the link with them as well, to Everyday Consultants, to not only benefit you, but them, because the information you get is also helpful information that can help someone else, help another person that's struggling in their college days or next route to employment days, or whatever it may be that they're trying to hurdle over. But be sure to follow and rate my podcast show to what you feel best based on the episodes you hear and you find insightful. And if there's any feedback or areas that you think I could use improvement in, be sure to let me know that through a voice message or write that on the Spotify Q&A section they just opened up recently. And till then, be sure to stay tuned for the next episode of Everyday Consultants, and also keep striving, learning, growing, creating visions, and putting that consultant hat on that will always be there with you like a 401k plan wherever you go, with your experiences, your pros and cons, your skill sets, who you are as a professional, so that it can help advance you to the next level. See ya.
Please be sure to subscribe to the podcast and also leave a review of how much you enjoyed listening to Everyday Consultants. While you're at it, be sure to provide any feedback you might have on my LinkedIn posts in the comments below. And if you know of a friend who's curious about learning quick bites of information regarding the life of a consultant, then be sure to recommend my show to them or anyone that you think might benefit from listening to it. If you want to connect with me, you can find me on LinkedIn, Reddit, and Twitter by searching my name on the platform. If you're interested in looking at some of my other professional content that is currently in the works, then in that case, you can take a look at my Linktree portfolio that can be found below in the description or show notes of this episode. Don't forget to tune in to listening to all episodes of Everyday Consultants and wherever you're able to find your local podcast. Until next time, stay broad, be curious, and be passionate about listening to a conversation where knowledgeable advice gets provided about the world of consulting, about a consultant in our next episode. Peace out.